What is going on, guys? We are back here with the Charlie. We gotta race her up, guys, because this car is too low. I am using the G7X if you're wondering, just kind of trying this camera out, see how I like it, especially with the wind and whatnot. But let's take a look here, guys. Look at this. This thing is too damn low for my liking. And as you can see, whoa, just kicked a bunch of dirt on there. It is damaging the plastics, and I just don't like that. So today we're gonna be racing this car up at least an inch all around, especially the back rubs a little bit. Even though it doesn't look as slow, it's still rubbing. So we're gonna be racing up the car an inch, but the first thing we gotta do is get rid of these side skirts, because if you look underneath, let me see if you guys can see there. Can you see? If you look under, our pinch rails are here, and I can't get access to it, especially this side of the car. The other side at least has like a little lift pad thing, but this side ain't got nothing. So I'm gonna take these out, which is a bunch of these bolts all around. See, right there, that one, and there's like, I think 5 or 6 holding the side skirts in place. So I'm gonna take this side and the other side, and then we're gonna get ready to fix this issue we're having, because eventually I might get bags for it, but that's gonna be down the road. Obviously we gotta build a garage first, but we're gonna get airbags on it, and then we can, you know, sit pretty while we park. But while driving, it's just a little too much for my liking. So let's get started, guys. Side skirts off, so you can see they're off. I kind of left the bolts more or less laying where they're gonna be at, so I can kind of remember exactly where it goes. Next step is to take the wheels off, and then we're gonna go over the suspension, figure out what we need to fix there. And then obviously the fronts are easy because they're a true coilover setup, not that independent stuff, so that's easy to do. Bags will be my first time doing these. Usually the other cars have the coil and spring all in one, not the separate setup. But went on YouTube, as everybody pretty much does when they need to figure something out, and it seems pretty easy. It just sucks that you got to take apart the shock and stuff to be able to do it properly. So yeah, let me get the wheel off real quick, guys. All right, so we got the wheel off, so you can see I put it on the jack, and now I used the actual put on a jack stand, I should say. I used the actual jack to jack up this rear control arm, spring perch, whatever the hell you call it, a lower control arm. Yeah. So the reason I'm doing that is because I have to, so to properly set this up, based on the videos that I've been watching, is you have to take the shock off out of the bottom hole here at the very least. Now when you have this off, then you adjust this spring. Obviously it sits on this little perch here with the threads in the inside. Make sure you guys can see that in there, right? So I got to turn this big knob here towards the bottom, so it actually brings it up, and then lock it up with the locking ring that's up top here. And then once that's done, once you think that you got it right, then you're supposed to adjust this shock here to match the mounting hole in the bottom. So I'm gonna loosen it up, see how much play I'm gonna have with the jack, and get it to the where they want you to have it as far as preload goes, settings, and then hook up the shock to that. So let's see how this works out, because I'm trying not to take out the other bolt that's all the way on the other side, because then I heard it's a pain to align it. I'm trying not to do that, so I'm trying to keep it nice and simple. So we'll see how this goes, guys. So I don't think it's like a 17 and 18, we'll see. Let me get to that point, we'll be back.
I'm dirty.
All right. Woo, my goodness. Quick update, guys. It's been a little bit. I'm telling you right now, if they make a true coilover setup for this car, I am gonna definitely, possibly invest in it if we don't go bad, because this is stupid. Anyways, what we had to do, I actually ended up taking that stupid little bolt in the back off right there. That allowed this whole entire arm to come down and loosen the spring, as you can see. Now we're gonna go ahead and lower this, that way we can raise the vehicle this the ring right here. See if you can see it, that one, the bottom one, the big one. Now the car wasn't super low in the back, so we know we don't need to go too crazy with it. So let's hope we get it right the first time, because I really don't want to do this again. But let's see. I'm gonna measure it too, just so that we can somewhat be legit and try and get it perfect the first time, because I really don't want to take all of this apart and do this all over again. I really don't. But yeah, other than the actual shock bolt here in the bottom, which that will put on once we have preloaded the vehicle, just that one other bolt, and this exhaust, it is custom from what I know, so we did have to lower the two mounting points over here. This one here where this hanger is, make sure you guys can see that. There you go, where this hanger is, and there's another one further back, and then in the middle there is one of the factory rubber bushing hanger nonsense looking things, which is right there. As you can see, it's off right here. Boom. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and adjust this, which I really don't need too much height, because like I said, the back wasn't as low as the front. So I mean, one thing you want to do too, I haven't done it clearly, but get some PB blaster or something, clean the threads. You know, if you're going to be adjusting this very often, it's probably a good idea to do that. That way they don't kind of seize up on you in the future. But yeah, we're going to go to the belt. We're going to go to about, I think that should be okay, really. About that much of a gap right there. I'm going to see if I can actually use the, come on, focus.
Have you measured?
Focus.
Okay.
Huh?
This to here is an inch.
Yeah, but it doesn't 100% transfer.
What do you mean?
So like, if I adjust that by an inch here, it doesn't mean that this is gonna go up an inch.
How much would it go up?
I don't know the exact figure. Every car's different.
That's stupid.
Well, like a little bit of adjustment here can equal a lot here.
So that's what I'm saying though. Like you could do to measure it so you do the same on every side.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I meant for the backs.
Half an inch.
Yeah, for the backs. The backs are harder, so we'll probably do half an inch because it wasn't that high anyways. So we'll do half an inch. Or I can use the spanner wrenches. Where are they at?
I don't know.
I'll do like a double stack on the spanner wrenches while it's loose like this, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll put it all back. And have fun trying to put that bolt back in place. Oh man, alright guys, we got the whole rear suspension here buttoned up. Got the exhaust in place. Had to put the two bolts back in the hanger. We went ahead and tightened the locking ring up here. This top one, I got that back in place. It was actually pretty easy. It wasn't too hard to get it in place. I just used the jack. Got the bolt in one side and a pry bar obviously. And then with the help, and then we got that in. And then on the other side, I wanted to twist too much on me, so I just repositioned the jack more towards that end and really got it in place, lined up, so that I was able to push the bolt right through it. So, well, we threaded the bolt right through it, but it went through, whatever. Right? And then adjusted the shocks themselves, that way the height of it when it came to the mounting bolt was perfect after we put a little tension on the spring, guys. So you gotta make sure you put that tension on the spring before you go tying your shock. So yeah, everything's tight. Let's put the wheel on. Let's move on to the front, and then I'll do the other side off camera, because obviously it's the same thing on the other side. And then we'll see what the car looks like as far as the new ride height goes. The front really needs a lot though, because the front was way too slant. So we'll see. We might do like maybe 2 of these on the front and see how that works out. All right, stay tuned. All right, so now we got the front tire off. Now let's do the front. Now this is easy. This is what I'm used to. You just got your typical coil and spring setup. You got your preload adjustments here and your ride height on the lower part. So it's, most of you know by now. Just lower this, loosen this, turn it, raise it up as much as you need, lock it up, put the wheel on, test it out. I will probably do all 4 corners first and drive it around, see how the car settles before you go adjusting more stuff, because last thing you want to do is adjust it based on one corner and then you go erase the other side, and it affects the way this one sits somehow, or it settles, and then it's too much. So just stages, people, stages, you know. Don't do everything at once. But yeah, let's loosen this up. Ah, nice. Now, if you want to make sure this lasts you forever, or at least a long time, just make sure you lubricate these threads, guys. You know, put a little grease or something. I'm gonna leave it about that big, about fingertip loose. And then I use this wrench, the big one, or I can probably use the smaller one, to turn the coil. There you go. The entire coilover body away. You know, sometimes you can do it by hand if you're strong. I ain't strong like that, so like that. You do it the old. Need some leverage, damn it. But yeah, you just do this until you get to the desired level that you want. Now remember, this thing was slammed, so I'm probably gonna go a little bit more forgiving as far as the amount of space I'm gonna have before I lock it up, just so I can get it high up enough. Because if not, we're gonna have a problem. Oh, still too low. You figure it hasn't settled yet, so it's gonna go lower. We're gonna go twice the amount that we did, and then see what happens. So, loosen it again. I'll do the same amount, just do it twice. That way I can keep track of it. Last thing you want is to put too much on one side. Turn it, turn it, turn it. It's gonna look funky though. The wheel gap's gonna be a little bit weird. But I'm trying to avoid this. See how all these are broken? I get new ones of these and everything stays protected. Some people probably get rid of them. Not me though. Not me. Boy, we're done. We're done for now. So, went ahead and raised it. Let's get yourself a closer look there. But as you can see, it's definitely a little bit higher than what it was before. I don't want to go too crazy high because I still want the car to look good. But I think with this amount, it's going to be perfect. I shouldn't scrape leaving, you know, my driveway in anymore. The back. So this side I didn't do because this side was actually sitting a little bit higher than the other side. So now I've matched that side more or less with this side. But like I said, I'm gonna drive it around a few days, let it settle good. I want to see what the end result is going to be as far as the height on all four corners, and then I can make my minor adjustments another day, because I don't want to go too crazy now and then it's for nothing. So that's pretty much it. You know, I'm gonna install the side skirts again, get those in there, and then yeah, drive it around and see where we at in a few days, guys. So stay tuned for the updates on this one. I think for now we're pretty good, pretty good. Like I said, the front, so much easier, guys, so much easier. It literally took like 10 minutes to do the fronts. The back probably took like at least half hour or so. So yeah, I wish, I'm gonna look into it actually. I'm gonna look into see if BC sells like a true coilover for the backs, kind of like what they do with the 350Z to get rid of the spring and shock like separate combo and just make it one unit. Because if they do, that might be a contender. If I don't go bags, I might just get the rear coilover true setup and call it a day, because that just makes it so much easier to adjust. But yeah, guys, stay tuned. We got a new car coming soon, so I'm excited for that. We got to fix the Beamer, which you guys haven't seen that in the video on the channel yet, I should say, so that's coming soon. But yeah, I think that's it for now for this one. The Challenger is pretty much daily driver. It's pretty much set up, other than I do have to fix the dash, what I showed you guys from before, and the back pillars. I got to figure out what's going on there with the speakers and stuff. Other than that, she's pretty good. She's pretty minty. we're gonna leave it at that, guys. All right, y'all know what to do. Peace out.